our research on evaluation of typing efficiency using language model for the Chinese typewriter. The research was conducted by the Department of Computer Science in the University of Brasilia. Where 5 aspects: introduction, the Chinese typewriter, and the predictive text, language model parameters and data size, experiments, and conclusion. Introduction. Chinese is one of the most widely used languages in the world. Because its structure and other special attributes, Chinese language has been greatly impacted during several industrial revolutions in human history. Although the development of Chinese language information process system has made great progress, Chinese natural language process still face some challenges, such as input, coding, and process for this system. In 1912, Zhou Hukong, a Shanghai engineer studied in the United States, invented a Chinese typewriter. Since then, the Chinese typewriter has been available for more than 100 years. Figure shows the double pinger Chinese typewriter and the pinyin input final for Chinese language information process system. This final is almost in all of our smartphones. The treatment of Chinese typewriter is organized as a predictive text to improve. It includes the arrangement of Chinese characters into special patterns, radiation outward in language-related da, and at least other 8 words. For example, 大学、大、大家、大量, etc. 2. Radiation inward in language related to large and at least 8 words. For example, 伟大、广大、扩大、长大、增大. These patterns can be used in suitable organization manner in the treatment for efficient typing. The main objectives of our research include to identify the advantages and the patterns of predictive text for the Chinese typewriter. 2. To introduce language models and related parameters for the study of Chinese typewriter. 3. To recognize radiation style as human does. 4. To evaluate the type efficiency of traditional Chinese typewriter, simplify the Chinese typewriter, and personalize panel. Inspired by radiation style to arrange personalized predictive text, we recommend extend this method to future pinyin input in Chinese language information process system using a floating visual touch panel for mobile device and computer. Chinese typewriter and predictive text. The Chinese typewriter is mainly composed in 4 parts. 1. The basic typewriter with 2,450 characters and corresponding components. 2. The mechanical system such as hand button connected to word hammer. 3. The cylinder with wax paper and other components. 4. 2 separate complementary character boxes as accessories of the typewriter. Compared with alphabetical typewriters, there are some differences. First, typing with a Chinese typewriter is based on 1 hammer, 1 character by the right hand of the typist. 2. The typewriter is movable from left to right by the left hand of the typist. 3. The character is fixed on the typewriter during typing, but it is movable and substitutable depending on the necessary when not typing. This movable property of Chinese typewriter offers the potential to improve typing speed. We are using two kinds of data sites. The character from treatbeds of Chinese typewriter. We consider three versions of the treatbed: traditional Chinese treatbed, simplified Chinese treatbed, and personalized pioneer. We can see the picture in the left side of the slides. Database set 2. The modern Chinese corpus, which was released by the State Language Commission of China in 2012. The first part is Chinese character frequency table. This size of corpus is 20 million characters, include 5,700 characters with more than 5 appearances. The accumulated character frequency is 99%. 2. Chinese word frequency table. The corpus has a size of 20 million characters, include 14,600 words, which appears more than 50 times. The accumulated word frequency is 90%. Language model and parameters. The language model, we consider the sentence or alphabet of the source document X, which can be handwritten or printed, contain any characters or words, X1, X2 to Xn. The objective is to use Chinese typewriter to print out the document W. The printed document contains these any characters or words, W1, W2, Wn. PW is the probability that the printed document conforms to Chinese grammar, which is defined as language model. See equation 1.3. The first equation is the PW. I is a query probability of character WI, and the WI, PWI, W1, W2, WI minus 1 is a conditional probability when the word WI appears after W1, W2, and WI minus 1. Based on Markov hypothesis, the unitary language model, unigrammar, can be obtained by 2. According to the first order Markov process assumption, a binary language model, bigrammar, can be obtained in equation 3. The application of language model in the Chinese typewriter can make it 3 points. 1. Calculate the typing search probability in treatbed and first analyze the typing efficiency. 2. Segment the word to recognize the radiating style patterns from a treatbed. 3. Reference the modern Chinese corpus to set the treatbed with an optimized or better distribution of Chinese character and words. This paper focuses on the first task, to analyze the typing efficiency. Parameters. We defined the following parameters for the analysis. The 2,450 characters in treatment of Chinese typewriter can be presented using a coordinate system. For example, a character can be presented by Z, I, J. When I equal 1 to I, J equal 1 to J equal 17. According to the coordinate of each character, the oscillation between two characters to form a word in the treatbed can be calculated as Z1, Z2. The distance between two characters Z, Ij and Z, I1, J1 equal the equation by the Euclidean distance. Especially consider that the hammer handle operation right hand of the typewriter moves up and down or left right when the treatbed handle operation left hand only move left and right. The distance can be two characters can be simplified as equation 5. For example, the considered character of character ren and men of people in the coordinate of tree byte is Z1529 and Z427 respectively. In the traditional Chinese typewriter, the distance D is 13. Frequency from the corpus as we mentioned, the frequency of a character Z refers by this site. We can also find the frequency. According to the law of large number, the coordinate probability Pz of creation can be estimated by equation 6. The ratio of frequency of the word. We define the index beta as one ratio of frequency of word and the distance between Z and Z. It is refers to the frequency of distance ratio by equation 7. When the distance must be gamma is the calculation parameter reflects the proficiency of the typist, whose value is in the and 1. Gamma equals 0 represents the proficiency. Gamma equal 1 indicates the unskilled typist. So gamma is chosen to be 0.1 in this paper. Experiments. We set the panel with 6 languages using radiation style. This 54 characters panel only according to 2.2% of 2,450 characters on the typewriter, but has the accumulated character frequency of 31% and information entropy of 2.2. We know Chinese information keyboard is more or less less than 10. There are 56 characters associated with word in the character distance less than 3. Consider the 54 characters themselves. There are 110 words in total, which accumulate the word frequency of 27% and the information entropy of 1.85. This is the panel we organize. We can find there are 6 languages. The center of this language is zhe, ren, de, yi, shi, bu. With our organization, we can, as we told you, this panel, just this panel, we present 110 words with 54 characters. The method for personalized tree-byte search, an important pattern of personalized arrangement of tree-byte of Chinese typewriter is language in radiation style as shown in table 1. The character in the center of language is high-frequency characters, which connect various words with the surrounding of 8 characters. We developed the algorithm for personalized tree-byte, determines the number of languages in the common areas. The tree-byte includes 2 common characters areas, upper and lower. Each area with 17 product 27 equal 459 characters. Here we take the panel with 6 languages and 54, for example. 2. Establish word frequency matrix for high frequency characters. From the Chinese characters frequency table, we find the first key equal 54 high frequency character to form 54 product 54 matrix with the word frequency as element. For k equal 1 to k, if the character WK and WK plus 1 forms a word, we can get the word frequency CC from the word frequency table. Three, choose some Chinese character with a high frequency word as the center character of the language. In our example, we find 6 characters with high frequency word from the word frequency matrix as the center character of 6 languages separately. 4. Arrange the related Chinese characters to compose all languages. The raw elements related to WK in the matrix are the words with the WK as a prefix. The column elements related to WK are the words with WK as suffix. Evaluation of the type efficiency by the traditional Chinese typewriter and the new panel. When we use the unigrammar language model from equation 2, we consider W as a word. There is the English translation about that. The people come this country can plan. So we can use the equation unigrammar as equation 8. This is a result of our computation for the efficiency of the title by the language model. We have 3 cases. This is traditional Chinese typewriter, simplified Chinese typewriter, and the new pioneer. We can see the distance between this ren, men, and the men lie the distance, and with the beta, and finally using unigrammar and bigrammar, we can see the result. If the result is interpreted as a typing efficiency in unigrammar, the efficiency of using simplified Chinese typewriter is 3 times that of traditional Chinese typewriter. The efficiency of using new pioneer developed by our algorithm is 34 times that of the traditional Chinese typewriter. The 11 times then of the simplified Chinese typewriter. The results demonstrate that efficiency of personalized input pioneer. In case of bigrammar, the efficiency of using traditional Chinese typewriter is 1.68 times than simplified Chinese typewriter. The efficiency of using new pioneer is 200 times than traditional Chinese typewriter, and 300% times than the simplified typewriter, as mentioned in above table. The result can imply the benefits of the personalized arrangement of the typewriter, the high efficiency of predictive text. Conclusion. We applied the language model as the theoretical method to analyze predictive text for Chinese typewriter. The model was applied in case of traditional Chinese typewriter from 1950, simplified Chinese typewriter from 1960 to 90, and a new panel. The result shows the efficiency of using personalized citing pioneer to improve the radiation stroke arrangement. This result can be considered as reference for Chinese language information process system to improve the organization of input pioneer for the future. Radiation inward and outward patterns to present Chinese language in and analyzing. Recognizing these patterns is a complex problem for new language, natural language processing. Once learning mechanism is proposed to develop new algorithms in order to recognize this step. We suggest that floating pictogram technology should be used to expand the personalized typewriter setting method. And the virtual touch panel should be built for the first language into the panel, Chinese language information process system. Thanks for your attention.